Hey folks, welcome. My name is Emily and this is Gently Chaotic Knits, which is generally a video podcast series where I chat with you all about what I have been knitting mostly, sometimes spinning too now, and very occasionally some other crafting, but mostly just the knitting and the spinning. And I do not know how it is already the end of July. I honestly do not know how the time in the summer has gone by so quickly. I feel like it was just, I don't know, mere moments ago that I was recording my last episode and I looked up and it's been over a month. So, but that means that I've got lots of fun stuff to catch you up on in my crafting and just other fun summer things if you're into that as well. And so, yeah, I have just, honestly, I feel like I have a very narrow window in between the busiest of the summer to sit down and record an episode. So I thought I would take advantage, and it does help that it's summer and the sun stays up later in the day because it is already like 5 o'clock, I think, after 5 o'clock. So we'll see how the light does for us today, but I am excited to share with you what I've been working on. I've got several things that I've finished, which I'm excited to share, one of which I am wearing, and then I have things that I've started and finished since the last time I recorded. Like I have something that you didn't see any part of the process. So yeah, I am excited to share with y'all about all of that. So let's jump right in. Let's get into it. We'll start off with finished objects, and my first finished object I already kind of referenced here and pointed at. It is actually what I'm wearing, and this is my Avenue vest by Tori. I knit this as part of the Pacific Knit West Flock U Cal, which is our just fun little friend kind of knit along that I am co-hosting with Megan, who is a Naughty Mess on YouTube and Instagram, and also our friend Ariel, who is Airy Knits on YouTube and Instagram. And we are just doing a fun little knit along of any and all Tori U patterns. This is actually my first Tori U pattern. I had never knit one before and I absolutely loved it. I really, really enjoyed this pattern and both the process and the way that it turned out. So definitely recommend. There's not a ton of time left. We are toward the end of the knit along. It runs until Flock Fiber Festival, hence the name, which is actually in less than 2 weeks. I don't know how it has come up so quickly. Again, the summer, I don't know, time feels like it doesn't exist and time does not operate the way that we expect in the summer. I don't know how it happens that way, but anyway, I mean, you could do a little speed run and join us with the Tori U pattern, but regardless, I would say of the knit along or anything else, I definitely recommend this pattern or Tori's patterns in general. But let me tell you more about my vest. So this, like I mentioned, is the Avenue vest. It is a worsted weight. Yeah, I think worsted, it's written for worsted weight. I actually used my hand spun for this, which I'm very proud of. I spun up a 2-ply from this absolutely luscious fiber that I got from Mitchell Wool Co. I got just 4 ounces of it, I believe at the first Flock Fiber Festival back in 2023. Mitchell Wool Co. was vending. And I remember they had the fiber there to touch and feel, but they also had a sample of it spun up and it just felt incredible. I believe it's a BFL and Merino blend, but this feels unlike any Merino or BFL I've ever felt in my life. I swear to you, it is the like silkiest, softest, smoothest fiber ever. I mean, it feels incredible. So anyway, I just got 4 ounces there and then I spun that up. It was a little bit tricky, honestly, because it was kind of slippery. I spun it as a 2-ply. I had an online fiber friend reach out and say that they had some extra of this fiber and asked if I wanted it, which was so thoughtful and kind. And I said, yes, I would love it. And so they sent me some more. So I was able to spin enough to make this vest. So I ended up only spinning a total of 8 ounces of the fiber. And I just barely had enough yarn. I honestly was kind of playing yarn chicken at the end. I had just like a tiny amount left. Like, I think I don't even know if I could have done one more round on the body is how close I was with the yarn, which I'm very proud of my estimating, because I finished the body and then I still had to do all the edgings around the armholes and the neck. I was like trying to do the body until I thought I had just enough yarn left for all the edgings, and I actually nailed it perfectly. So I'm quite proud of that. But anyway, yeah, so I used my hand spun. I knit size 2, I believe, and I don't remember the needle size that I used. I think it was just the needle size that the pattern called for. And I think I got gauged pretty close as well. I did want it to be like a little bit looser fitting. I think I have a little bit more ease than the pattern calls for as well, but I'm really happy with how it fits. I love the way that the V-neck sits and the shaping. I think that depending on the size that you knit, some of the V's I noticed for this pattern were like a little bit longer and skinnier kind of. And then like maybe just depends on your row gauge and like your size that you knit or whatever. Some of them like are a little bit more kind of shallow and a little bit wider. I actually really like the way that mine turned out. I think this is probably my ideal depth for the V for this project and for like this vest. But yeah, it feels incredible because of the hand spun. I love the shape here. I can kind of sit up a little bit so you can see what the bottom looks like. Oh, my foot fell asleep a little bit. Okay. Oh man, my foot. Okay, this is what it looks like. So yeah, like I said, oh, and I have, did I weave these in and just not trim them, or did I not weave them in? I must have missed them, whoops. But yeah, like I said, it's a little bit on the positive ease side, a little bit kind of boxy here, and I really like that. I love the way that the edgings look. And just, again, the way that this vest feels is incredible. It is not a color that I feel like I normally go for, but I actually really like it. I think I have been wearing it mostly with neutrals, like with this dark chocolatey brown tee, or honestly, mostly I've just been wearing it with the brown. I feel like it goes really well, but I have like a cream striped t-shirt also that I think it goes well with. So yeah, I really like it. What else can I say? The instructions were great and clear and easy to follow. It was a quick knit. I don't feel like it took too long, and I really wanted to work on it because of how nice the yarn felt, so that was nice. And if you want to see it in person, I am going to be wearing this at least one day at Flock Fiber Festival, which is I mentioned this before, but I realized I didn't say what it is, and you probably already know about it, but it's a fiber festival here in Seattle that is happening August 9th and 10th, I think, are the days, whatever weekend, Saturday and Sunday is around there. But we are going to do, as part of the knit along, we're going to do a little meetup at the event, and so we can chat and take a picture together and see everybody's cute finished tees and vests and everything. So anyway, if you want to see it in person and you're going to be at Flock, definitely check out all the information and like the poll for when to meet up and all that good stuff is in Megan's Discord. So just check out her YouTube or Instagram and you should be able to find information about how to join the Discord and meet up with us if you would like. So yeah, that is my first finished object. I'm very pleased with it. My second finished object is also a vest. So I think I'm gonna have to call 2025 the year of the vest, because I have finished, I think at this point, 4, maybe 5 garments, and 3 of them are vests. So I don't know, I guess I'm just on a vest kick. I am not sure why. But here is my next finished object. It is the Strata vest by Cieslak. And this is my second Strata vest. I have knit this pattern before, and I really liked it, and so I decided to knit it again. This is also a fun kind of knit along, like knit along with my friends knit. Some of my knitting friends here in Seattle, we like to do a knit along where we all pick the same yarn, like the same color from a dyer, and then we each pick a different pattern to knit, so that rather than us all knitting the same pattern in different yarns, we all knit the same yarn in different patterns. I think that makes sense. But anyway, the yarn that we picked this year was ZeeZee Textiles, and the colorway, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, Nordlys, Nordlys. I don't know exactly what that is, but anyway, it is this really fun kind of like Kelly green color, and I decided to just knit another Strata vest. I feel like it's really easy to wear layered, like on top of tees or dresses or that kind of thing, and I really thought that this green color would be fun to layer on top of stuff too. So I'm imagining it, like I have this outfit vision in my mind, which I'm gonna try to bring to fruition, because I also will be wearing this with my pals at Flock Fiber Festival. So I have this vision that I'm hoping I can execute. I want to wear it like over a black and white striped tee, and then I have this blue floral skirt, like poppy blue, bright blue, that I have cut out and I just need to sew, and I actually am planning to try to do that tonight. Maybe that's ambitious of me because it's already like 5:30, I think, and I'm still recording this. It's 5:20. See, 10 more minutes than I thought I had. But it's already after 5, and I need to finish recording this, and then also we're going out of town in like 2 days, and there's a lot of things that I need to do to get ready for that. But hopefully I can just take a minute and sew this skirt so that I can wear it with my vest and have this vision, this outfit that I've envisioned. So we'll see. But anyway, okay, more details about this. So I said the colorway, it's ZeeZee Textiles Nordlys, and Nordlys? I should have looked up how to pronounce this and I didn't, and that's on me. But the base that I used is I think it's called Natural Fingering. It's whatever ZeeZee Textiles non-superwash fingering is. And I really enjoyed working with this base as well. It's really nice and soft, and I think made a very nice garment. The size is, I think I knit a size 2 for this one as well, and I used whatever the needle size the pattern called for. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then I pinned it out just exactly to the size of my other Strata vest. If you don't remember, my other Strata vest is Pike Place from Explore Knits and Fibers. It's that like bright orangey red. I'm looking at it on my shelf right now. So now I kind of have like Christmas colored Strata vests. I have this Kelly green, and then I also have like a bright red one. I actually have not tried this on since it finished blocking, which was today. I put it outside and it dried up really nice and quick. So let's try it on and see what we think. I am not too nervous about this because I have made this before and it was great, but it's a little funky with my t-shirt here, but I probably wouldn't wear it. Well, I don't know. I probably would not wear these together, the green and the brown, but it's not horrible. Yeah, I think it's cute. Let me kind of, this one is shorter than the other vest, so I would probably tuck my shirt in and do this a little bit differently, but anyway, this is what it looks like, and you can see the edgings as well. When I pinned it out also, it almost has like a scalloped edge on the bottom because of the way that I pinned it out, so whoops, didn't do that on purpose, but yeah, there it is. That is my second finished object for this episode, I guess. Let me put my other vest back on because I think it goes better with my shirt. I do have ends in here that I have not woven in. I have some, I wove in most of the ends. I think I just missed some when I was doing it. Whoops. It is honestly a little bit warm for me to be wearing this right now. Like I said, it is July 30th. And so, and this is a worsted weight, very warm vest, but I had to wear it so I could show you all my finished vest. So anyway, okay, those are my 2 finished vests. I have one more finished object, and this was one I did share about last time, and I have not woven in the ends and blocked them, but I did finish, I think I was calling these my May socks. So I did finish these, and this is the Weekend Shorties pattern from Summerly Knits that, did I modify this? I think I just added like a little bit more of the main color over like above the heel, but otherwise I think I knit pretty much to pattern. The yarn, all the contrast colors were just yarns that I had in my stash. I don't remember exactly what they are, but the main color is Revesderecho, their sock yarn base, and the colorway I think is number 49. I think the colorway is Crudo, and it's this really fun like speckledy colorway, like cream, and it has these like yellow, blue, and rust colored speckles, which are really fun. Yeah, and I feel like this is a very me pair of socks, just the colors are very me, and it was fun to knit as well. I feel like it took me a long time just because I didn't have a lot of sock mojo for a while, and so it took me some time to finish these. Here they are. I don't know why I put them on my hands to show you, like sock puppet style, but I did do that. But anyway, I knit these socks. I finished them, I don't remember when. I think like right around the beginning of July, like right around July 1st. And then I picked up another pair of socks, which I'll talk about in a second. As far as an update on my my year of socks, my 2025 goal to knit a pair of socks every month. I am a little bit behind. So here's what's going on. I initially set out, I had pulled 12 sock yarns from my stash and planned out like which one I wanted. This is funny with the socks on my hands. I feel like this is, ooh, silly. I'm gonna leave it because I think it's fun. Anyway, okay, what I was saying is I initially planned out a sock yarn that I wanted to knit for each month of the year of 2025, January through December. And then I started with, after this pair of socks, I started getting a little bit behind my plans. So this was supposed to be my May socks, and it's already basically the end of July. So I decided to make a little bit of an adjustment. First thing, I finished a pair of socks in January that was not a part of my like planned 12 pairs of socks. It was just, it was like a self-striping pair of socks that I had started in December that I didn't finish until January. So if the goal was to finish 12 pairs of socks in 2025, that pair also counts. So I was kind of like, okay, that basically gets me a bonus pair, and I can kind of skip one of the 12 that I had planned out. So let's say that I use that as my skip for June, then I still would be on July. So I then found that I had a pair of socks that was in progress from a while ago that I had cast on, I don't remember when, I think back early, like in 2024 in like March or something. So anyway, I guess I can slide into that. So this is my first work in progress that I have to share with you. This was a pair of socks that I had already in progress that I thought, okay, maybe I will just pick these up and finish them in July, and then those will be my July socks, and I'll be back on track. Well, they're not done, and it's July 30th, so I am still, even with my skip, I'm still behind. I don't know why, like I don't know if it's just my knitting mojo in general has been low or my sock knitting mojo in particular has been low. I think it's a combination of things. It's also just, honestly, it's not that I don't want to knit or I don't feel like knitting. Again, I just feel like it's been really busy. I think that it's been a busy summer, been doing lots of other activities, and I've had more spinning mojo. Well, I don't know, that's definitely come and gone, and I'll talk about the spinning stuff a little bit later, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that these, I think, I'm gonna call my July socks, and I'm not doing June socks because I'm just counting those ones that I finished in January. So these are my July socks. So let me talk about them. So these are the Hibernal socks, also from Summerlee. And here's what they look like. The pattern is honestly so fun. Has these like little lace sections with these little, like, I don't know what they're called, like little wrap stitches or like almost like a faux cable kind of. And it's very easy to knit, super fun. I really, really have enjoyed knitting these. So I think I was like, I don't know, around here in my first sock when I picked these back up. I picked them up, I don't know when, like a couple weeks ago. The yarn is Explore Knits and Fibers Cashmere sock, whatever. I think it's Cashmere Caverns is what it's called, but it's a cashmere sock blend. It feels really, really good. I've really enjoyed working with this yarn. And the colorway is Barcelonetta, which is inspired by a beach in Barcelona that I actually went to. And that was part of the reason why I had cast these socks on. I guess it must have been in like March or April of last year, because that's when I was in Spain. That's when I was in Barcelona. But I got this yarn and cast on the socks so that I could knit them while I was in the place that inspired them, which I did a whole series of socks like this, but I never finished them. After I got back from that trip, I just had other socks and other things that I was working on. But I finished the first sock. I actually finished the first sock 2 days ago, and then I have cast on the second one, and I'm not even done with the ribbing. Sorry, it's being tugged from my bag here. So here is the second sock. I don't know if it'll focus. I mean, it just looks like ribbing. That's all it is. But there is the ribbing on the second sock. This is a shot of the yarn, and the colorway is this nice sandy pink. It's so close to my skin color, I feel like. So I would not knit a garment in this color, but socks are fine. Yeah. I am knitting the women's size medium, both for this pair and also for the weekend shorties. It's 64 stitch sock, which I have found has been working well for me. If anything, it's honestly like maybe a little bit tight, which if you all have followed my sock knitting journey for some time, you know that that is actually wild for me. I used to not be able to knit socks that were like anywhere in the ballpark of tight enough. And now I have fixed my knitting gauge issues, especially my small circumference gauge issues, and I am making socks that actually fit. So we love that. But I am really happy with how these are turning out. I guess I could go hard and try to finish these socks, like finish the second sock basically tomorrow, like the rest of today or tomorrow. But like I said, I'm getting ready to go out of town. I don't want to push things super, like go overboard trying to finish this pair of socks. So I'm hoping I can still finish it relatively soon so that it doesn't bleed in too far into July and then, or into August rather. And then I can pick up my August socks and be back on track a little bit at least. So I am gonna probably rearrange my plans a little bit, because this means that I'm removing 2 sock yarns from my original plan of the 12 that I had mapped out. And I don't know that I necessarily want those to be my June and July plans. So I may reorganize things a little bit. I think that the next one I'm gonna cast on is this one, which I think I showed last time as well. This is Sunflower from Paisley Knits. This was supposed to be my June socks, and then I ended up pivoting like I mentioned before. So I think I will still do this. I don't know, it still feels like fun and summery, and I really love this yarn in this color. So I think I might still go with this as my August socks. And then we'll see where I decide to go from there. What I pick next. I don't know. I like having a plan, but also there's something fun about like, what do I feel like knitting in that moment, and having a little bit of flexibility. And I'm trying to accept that and be okay with not following the plan to a T, and being flexible and adaptable. All very good things. So anyway, that is my first work in progress, and then I have a couple others to share with you. So since I finished my green vest, I wanted to cast on another summer knit, and my friend Maya and I were scheming about this one, and then I just got really excited about it, and as soon as I finished my green vest, had to cast on right away. So the inspiration originally came from, I think it was this Lakes tee by Ozetta. There's a version of that Haley knit that had these stripes in it, where there was like a color for the stripe, and then there was a color on the outside of the, I don't know if I'm explaining this well. Well, you'll see when you see my tee, but anyway, it was like each stripe had two colors, and I had like a center color and an outside color for the stripe. And that was so cute, and Maya and I were talking about that, and I was trying to decide what I wanted to knit next and what would be a good, fun project. And we were kind of going through all of the summery like t-shirt yarns that I have. And I just got this Brooklyn Tweed Dapple when I was in San Diego. I think I honestly may have shared about last time, but anyway, in these colors. So this is Barely There, and this one is Medallion. And so this is it's a cotton and merino blend, I believe. I don't remember the percentages. It feels really great. I've really enjoyed working with this. But anyway, so I got these yarns, and then I also had, this yarn is actually leftovers that Maya had from a tee that she made, and then she gave me the rest. She gave me 2 balls of this, and I was planning to make another tee with it, but then we thought, okay, these 3 colors together are so cute, and how fun would it be if I did a main color with the cream, and then I did the yellow and the like rusty color as these 2 color stripes that I'm describing. So the t-shirt that we saw the inspiration for, like the Ozetta one that I talked about, that one I think was for fingering weight yarn, and this is all like DK. I think the rest may even be worsted weight. And so I was going to just kind of like wing it and do maybe like a variant of the color tip tee or something else. But Maya suggested that I do the Saltwind tee by Sari Nordlund. And I thought it looked really cute, and it's also striped. And so I knew that it would look really cute with stripes. And so I decided to go for it. So let me show you my progress. This had been like really weird and bunched up on my needles for a while, but I actually very recently got it into a good spot. So I'm glad it's in a decent spot for me to show you what is going on. But here it is. And I really like it. I am enjoying the way that these stripes look so much. So here you can see what I was talking about. The yellow is like the middle color for the stripe, and then I have the red on the outside. So the numbers I'm doing here, I'm doing 8 row stripes. So for the colorful ones, it's like 2 rows red, then 4 yellow, and then 2 rows red. And then the cream is 8 rows. I kind of wanted the cream stripes to be bigger than the colorful stripes, but the original pattern, the Saltwind pattern, the stripes in that pattern are actually 16 rows. And so it worked out really well if I did 8 and 8 for this, I guess, like modification, because then all the like numbers and everything work out well, and I don't have to think about it too much. So I am a little bit tight on yarn. I only have 100 grams of the cream. So I am actually kind of modifying the pattern, because I'm nervous even knitting the smallest size that I would run out of yarn, so I'm making it a little bit smaller even than the smallest size, but not a ton. So I'm basically knitting the smallest size. The pattern calls for some positive ease, and I'm knitting it to be basically close to no ease, maybe even like a little bit of negative ease at the bust. But I tried this on the other day, like right before I split for the sleeves, and I think the fit's gonna be really good. I feel like it's really cute. I like it a lot. I love the colors. I really like this yarn. This yarn, I didn't tell you what it is. It's Retrosaria Pomar Mungo, and this colorway I think is Rust, and I think the number is 11. But this yarn does not feel as good. It's fine. It just feels like, I don't know. I don't know if this one is more cotton or linen, or I don't remember what the fiber content is for this one. But the Brooklyn Tweed Dapple feels quite good. And I got this yarn because I knew that Brooklyn Tweed was going to stop producing yarns soon. And I had my eye on this one and I kind of wanted to try it out. I was like, oh, I want to get some while I still can. And so I did get some, and I'm glad that I did because I do really enjoy it. So I recommend, if you can get your hands on some, maybe worth a try. And I really love the colors. I feel like it's turning out so cute. And the construction is really unique. I don't want to go like too into detail because this is like a paid pattern and I don't want to, you know, give too much away here. But the way that you kind of like join these sleeves pretty early on, and then it like looks like a set-in sleeve, but the construction is not like a set-in sleeve. It's really interesting. It's been pretty enjoyable to knit as well. So I feel like this is going to be done in no time. I don't have much more to do on the sleeves. Honestly, they're going to be like pretty short, so I just have to do like a couple more rows, and then the ribbing and the sleeves will be done. And then I'll have to do, of course, like a neckband, and then the body I've done like not even an inch since I joined. But I'm just gonna go, I don't know, I don't even know how far I can go because I am a little bit short on yarn. So it'll probably be a cropped tee, and that is fine with me. I think that'll be cute as well. I think this will be really cute. No, I like it a lot. So I'm glad I'm squeezing in another summer tee here before I switch to sweaters and fall knitting. And this one has been fun to work on. I started it not that long ago, and even though I've been knitting a ton, I haven't been knitting a ton. I still feel like it's been going pretty quick. So that is my garment work in progress. That is my Saltwind tee. And then I have one other work in progress that is so cute and fun, and I am excited to share with y'all. So this is Forrest the Bison from the Moosh and Friends book. Here, let me show you the front of the book. This is the book. One of my friends is having a baby, and I have knit one of the little guys from this book for another friend that had a baby, and I wanted to knit one for this friend as well. I really enjoyed the process of doing it before, and so I offered to them to knit one of the little guys from the book, and she picked out which one she wanted, and so I've been working on it. It was Forrest the Bison. Here I can show you what Forrest looks like when he's all the way done. Let me pull up his picture here. Okay. So here he is. So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have just started here and just have been working on the head. So here's what he looks like so far. I think that I'm using US size 0 needles, which is what the pattern calls for, but I think that my gauge is just a little bit loose. I think I remember this from when I knit Moosh, which is the bear, for one of my other friends who had a baby a little while ago. And I think I remember my gauge was also loose when I knit Moosh, and I think Moosh turned out a little bit big. So I think that Forrest is also turning out a little bit big, but hopefully that's okay. But the hair is hilarious. I love his little hair. It's so cute. It's a little bit annoying to knit, I'm gonna be honest. The hair is kind of annoying. I actually, each of these little hairs is a crochet chain. So it's like a 12 or 13 stitch crochet chain. And I am maybe 2/3 or 3/4 of the way done with the hair. There's still some hair left to go. So I was hoping to finish the hair at least in the next like couple of days, but I honestly have not put too much time into it. He looks a little bit funny right now with all the yarn sticking out because I don't have like his eyes or his horns or his ears in yet. But yeah, I am just using mostly scrap yarn. This brown main color I think is Knitting for All of Merino, I think. And then, yeah, I have other yarns picked out to do like all his little clothes and his hooves. And I have this little cream to do for his horns. And yeah, I think he's gonna be really, really cute. So I'm very excited for this. And then I have another friend that is having a baby later this year as well. And she has requested the, let me pull it up. The donkey, I don't remember his name, Horatio maybe, but I'll show you him too because he's also really cute. Yeah, look at him. Oh, they're so cute. So I am planning to also make Horatio this year too. Honestly, aside from the hair being like a little bit annoying, I do not find them to be very annoying to knit. I find it like pretty similar to just knitting a sock. And so maybe, should I count these in my sock count? No, I should not. They don't count in my sock count. But I don't find them to be like too annoying or fiddly to knit. So the patterns are extremely well written. I highly, highly recommend the book, but also I think that she has some standalone patterns as well if you're interested. Not in the ones from the book. I think there's some other ones, like maybe she has a different bear and I think she has a bunny maybe as well, that are, you can purchase like just that pattern rather than the full book. But if you think you would maybe make multiple of them, I definitely recommend the book. There's tons of information at the beginning about techniques. All of the instructions are incredibly thorough. There are tons of little drawings and diagrams as well. So it's really, really clear like what you're supposed to be doing and when. Yeah, and they're just so cute. And all the little clothes are so cute. It's just, yeah, it's really sweet. It's really, really sweet. So anyway, I have barely worked on this and I've already feel like made good progress. And I kind of like that the head is at the beginning so that you can see it come to life and you can see the little face and everything. I don't know, it's very sweet. So, but yeah, that is my last work in progress and we'll see. Maybe in the next couple days I can at least finish like the hair and the head. I would like that. But anyway, that is that. So that is all my knitting works in progress. I have a couple of things that are still hanging out that I just haven't been working on. And so maybe in my next, however long it is until I record next, I will revisit those and bring those back and give y'all updates on those. But it didn't feel like it was worth doing at this point since I just have not worked on some of those things in quite some time. So that's it for knitting. I do have some spinning updates for you all. It is, I guess not anymore, it isn't currently the Tour de Fleece. The Tour de Fleece just ended a few days ago, and so I have some fun spinning updates to share. Not as much spinning as I maybe would have hoped, but I made some progress and I wanted to share it with you. So last time I did have a spin that was in progress and I finished the first skein of it, and I don't remember how far I was when I recorded last. I think I was in progress with spinning this, but I finished my first skein of the Romeldale Ebony that I shared with you all last time. So this is was Woolen Prep. It is pin drafted roving that I got from Bellwether, what is it called? Bellwether Wool Co. They had a booth at Fiber Fusion Northwest, I guess, which I went to, I guess now like I don't know, 2 months ago almost, like a month and a half ago. Anyway, I got this really, really squishy and soft Romeldale that I wanted to practice my long draw with, and I loved spinning this. I love spinning it. I got 8 ounces of it, and I have just spun the first 4 so far. I went on pause with that one for my Tour de Fleece project, which is now in progress, and I did not finish by the end of Tour de Fleece, but I'll show you all in a second. And so as soon as I finish my Tour de Fleece project, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna spin the second skein, or the second 4 ounces of this spin. The reason that I really wanted to do this before Tour de Fleece is because my initial plan for Tour de Fleece was to knit, or to spin, my first woolen spun sweater quantity. And unfortunately, I had some issues with that. So the fiber that I was planning to spin, I had about 2 pounds of this fin, but it was from 2 separate batches. So it was from, I got the first batch from Flock 2023, and then I got the second batch from Flock 2024. And it was both from the same vendor, and it was just, I mean, I can show you some of it. Just this like really nice, beautiful light gray fin. It was woolen prep fin, and this is what the second batch looks like. But anyway, I had about a pound of 2 batches, and I started prepping my fiber, and I was getting ready to spin it. And unfortunately, I don't know if part of this is my inexperience, part of it is just the way that I've cared for the wool. But the first batch that I had from the 2023 flock was just impossible for me to spin. I had a lot of trouble with it sticking. It just felt like it was honestly kind of almost felted. And especially because I was trying to spin it long draw, it just wouldn't go. And I tried and tried and tried, and I had so much trouble getting it to go. This batch, this half, I did not have as much trouble with, and I definitely still feel like I can spin this, but the first half just was not working out, which is kind of a bummer, because I was really looking forward to that project and that fiber and that yarn. But it's okay, that happens sometimes. So I decided to pivot. I had a couple of options for things I was considering, but in the end, I decided to just spin something else for Tour de Fleece, and then I would figure out a game plan for this fiber in the future, and maybe find something else to pair with the half that I felt was good, or I could spin this just on its own, or you know, just figure something else. Maybe like after a while I will get more experience and I'll feel like I have a game plan for how to spin it. But yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer, but honestly, I'm proud of myself for the way that I was able to pivot into a new plan. So my new plan was to spin. I had a pound of this Merino Tweed that I got at New York Sheep and Wool Festival in 2023. 2023 or 2024? 2023. I don't remember the booth. Honestly, I do not remember what booth it was from. But I got this merino with these really fun, colorful tweed flecks in it. The tweed is like a pinkish red and yellow and green, which is so fun. And I am spinning this as a 3-ply, and the intent is to make a cabled vest. So my friend Maya and I are planning to kind of self-draft. We have this vision for like specific types of cable charts that we want, and like the look and the shape of the vest that we want to make. And so we are planning to do fun, self-drafted, hand-spun cabled vests. And I don't know when exactly we will knit them, but Maya already spun the yarn that she is planning to use for the vest. And so I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll spin my yarn for the vest, and then we'll be ready to go whenever we feel like it is time to do all the thinking for the vest. So I did spin a little bit of a sample, and I can show you all what that looks like. So you can see the little colorful bits in there. I don't know if it'll focus. Let me see if I make it a little bit bigger. Yep, so this is my 3-ply. I actually think I spun this a tiny bit thin. I'm going for like a worsted weight, and I think this is more like a DK weight. So or maybe even a sport weight at spots. So I did when I started spinning for the project, I did spin a little bit thicker. We'll see. Hopefully I didn't overcorrect and go like way too thick, but I have finished my first bobbin, so I can show you that. I did a 1 ounce sample, so I have 15 ounces left to spin, and I'm doing 5 ounce bobbins. So this is 5 ounces, and that is all that I accomplished during Tour de Fleece. So I was doing really, really well at the beginning, and then I had family visitors come, and like I said, I just feel like it's been a really busy summer. I did a great job of watching the Tour de France, which I am obsessed with, and have decided now that I need to watch more cycling outside of the Tour de France. I already knew this, like I have been watching the Tour de France several years now, but I got somehow even more into it than I think previously. And so I definitely did that part of the tour, but the actual spinning, I didn't do as good of a job. But that's okay, and I'm being kind to myself, and we're accepting that and moving forward. So 1 bobbin down, I still have 2 bobbins to go, so that means I have 10 ounces left. I don't know, I don't have like a timeline or a goal in mind for when I would like to finish this, just whenever I can and I'm able to. And then, like I said, once I'm done with that, I will go back to the chocolatey brown woolen spun. I am spinning this worsted spun, so I'm spinning this short forward. The merino is just like a little bit slippery, even though I was hoping to do woolen spun for my Tour de Fleece project. Felt like this fiber just kind of called for doing the short forward worsted spun yarn. So, but I am happy with how it's turning out so far. And yeah, hopefully someday I will finish it, and then I will have finished yarn to show you as well. Not just a bobbin. Maybe at least before I record next time, I can have 1 more bobbin done. That would be nice, maybe. Okay. That is it for spinning. That is all the spinning I've been doing. So, oh, I do have one acquisition that from my last month or so. My friends and I got some fiber to do a Christmas sock spin again like we did last year. So I don't know if you remember, if you have watched my videos for a while. Last year, my friend Maya and I had planned to get some really fun like Christmas inspired fiber and spin and knit hand spun socks, and we did that. Let me see, I think the socks are here so I can show you. Maybe, yeah, here they are. So these were my Christmas socks from last year. So cute, Christmas hand spun socks. Wow, I love these. These are really fun. These were actually, I think, my January socks for this year. So we are doing it again. And last year we had some friends from our knitting group also join us, and they are joining us for it again this year. And we picked a new fiber and a new colorway, and this is the one that we picked. So this is Very, Very Merry from Yarn Jam, and I think it's just gonna be so fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's more of a like tealy green and this like berry red, which is, I think, at least a little bit kind of different color-wise from the one that we did last year. So will be a little bit of a different vibe. And the base that I got for this is the Shaniko silk. I don't know if y'all remember, I have spun Yarn Jam fiber before because I have a collab that I did with Trisha, the Gently Chaotic Knits colorway. She did a podcaster collection and picked some beautiful and lovely podcasters and made fiber colorways inspired by those podcasters. I was so fortunate that I was one of them. And so she had the Gently Chaotic Knits colorway, which I also have right here, and I can show you because I spun this and it turned out so cute. So this was Yarn Jam as well. This is the Gently Chaotic Knits colorway from Yarn Jam. And this base is just the Shaniko base, which is a breed of sheep that is a blend between Merino and Rambouillet. That's true, right? Yeah, I think it's Merino and Rambouillet. Anyway, this is the Shaniko Silk fiber blend. So it is 80% Shaniko, yes, US Merino Rambouillet, and then 20% Mulberry Silk. So hopefully that silk will give it like a little bit of structure for socks so that the socks hold up, and I think this will be a delight to spin as well. And I have all my friends' fiber too, which I need to get to everybody, and I have not done that yet. So maybe, oh, that fell on the ground. I'll fix that later. Maybe that will be the next thing I spin after I finish my vest spin and then the chocolate brown spin, and then I'll maybe get to Christmas sock yarn. Maybe. Okay, that is my last acquisition. So I think that's it for the kind of knitting and spinning and crafting updates. That's all I have to share. I can do a quick update on just what's been going on with me, and also in particular what I've been like cooking and baking and that kind of stuff, because I know some folks I think are interested in hearing about that, which I guess side note, I am interested to know. I've been doing a lot more baking recently. I have been getting more into it and I really, really enjoy it. And I'm curious if folks are interested in hearing about that as well. I already talk about it like a little bit here at the end, but I was wondering for folks that follow me over on Instagram as well, like, are we interested in baking content over there too? I don't know. Let me know if you have opinions on that, if you would like to hear about what I've been baking, but I'll do just like a quick run through here. So since I last recorded, I feel like a lot has happened. I think I mentioned in that episode that I was about to go on a very sweet and fun bachelorette trip for my sweet friend. And I did go on that bachelorette trip and it was very sweet and fun. And then shortly after that, they got married. And so we went to the wedding and that was really sweet and fun too. So really, really enjoyed that. After that, we went on it was a long weekend here in the US, and we went on a little weekend trip. We took Norman and went and stayed in this like really, really cute A-frame cabin and did like some hiking and some kayaking and some just like spending time with each other and in nature, and it was really, really nice. So I enjoyed that a lot. After that, shortly after that, it was my birthday and we did some really fun celebrating there. I made my birthday cake. I made the same cake that I actually made for my birthday last year, and I think that this is going to become a birthday cake staple for me. I made a chocolate raspberry cake, which I think I shared when I made this last year for my birthday too, but I will share it again. I'll share the recipe. It was so good. It's so good. I love it so much. And I have realized, I think I'm having a raspberry moment this summer. I've realized that I love raspberries. This is foreshadowing for future things that I'm going to share about, but like in a minute, not like you have to wait and see what I have to say about raspberries. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like weird and ominous, but anyway, I've just realized I really like raspberries and I love this chocolate raspberry cake. It was so fun. I made it and got to take it and share with my friends. We did like a really fun knitting and spinning day, which was really sweet, that I got to bring the cake and share with my friends there. And then we did just some like, my husband and I did some fun activities. Like we made, one of my favorite brunches is biscuits and gravy. I love to make homemade biscuits, so I made homemade biscuits and we made biscuits and gravy, and we went and there was like this fun summer event near where we live that we went to, and we just spent some really good time with friends, and it was just lovely. I got some really great gifts. I got a couple of baking books as well, which I guess I can share those now too. I am also going to, one of my birthday gifts that I got from one of my family members was I got a like money to go to a pie baking class. which I'm really excited. I feel like that's an area where I had been wanting to level up a little bit, is like making my own pie crust and making pies. And so I got, oh, I brought the wrong cookbook up. This is not, I thought that this was my pie book, but this is not. This is a different cookbook. So, but basically from my husband, I got a pie baking book, which I've already made a pie from. We went, I guess now I'm kind of like just jumping all around, but this last weekend, we went raspberry picking with some friends, and we picked a whole bunch of raspberries. I can show a picture of me holding the giant bucket of raspberries, but we got a whole bunch of raspberries, so I wanted to make a raspberry pie. So I made a raspberry pie from the book. I also, before going to my pie class, I wanted more experience trying to make a pie so that I could figure out what questions I have and like what shortcomings I might have, so that I could maybe get a little bit more out of the class, if that makes sense. So I wanted to give a good pie attempt before I go to my class. But the pie turned out pretty good. But I know there's like a ton more to learn and everything, so I'm still excited to go to the class. But I made a raspberry pie with a like biscuit crumble topping on it, and it was super delicious, and I love raspberries. But I also got as kind of as like a birthday gift, and also kind of as like we were walking around, and I had this on my list anyway, and so my husband was like, you should get this too. I got this cookie book that I had my eye on. This was actually a recommendation from Kate from Red Door Fiber Studio. Kate had been talking about, I think, one specific recipe. There's like a lime coconut cookie recipe in this book, which I have not tried yet. But I have tried a triple citrus poppy seed cookie that was in this book, and this one, and it was also very good. So I like to go through my recipe books, and I will put little Post-it notes on the ones that I want to try, and then when I make them, I write on the Post-it note the date that I made it so that I can remember, like, oh, have you made this one before? Whatever. But there's some really good looking ones here I'm very excited to try. Oh, they look so good. Wow. Yeah, like so many of the cookies in here look really good. I love making cookies. I love baking things, so this is an exciting addition. I also have the Perfect Cookie book from America's Test Kitchen. I've been talking for too long. My throat, I'm gonna lose it. I can't. Okay. Anyway, I have multiple cookie books that I really like, and I basically now every weekend I like to bake something, and then I normally have knit night with my friends on Monday, and then I can bring what I made to my friends, or like we've been sharing a lot with neighbors and stuff too, because if I'm baking every weekend, that's too much for us to eat. Too many baked goods for us to eat, so lots of sharing of baked goods with my friends and neighbors, so that has been good too. But okay, what else? I feel like I jotted down some things that I could share about. Oh yeah, we went berry picking. There's a farmer's market near us that we've been going to almost every weekend. And the summer fresh produce cannot be beaten. Honestly, I think as far as seasonal produce goes, I think summer is my favorite. The berries, incredible. Peaches, fresh peaches, I cannot even. I literally was eating a peach the other day. I took a bite of it and I was like, why do I even try to make things that taste, I'm not even like trying to beat the peach, but like what's the point in me baking something or like making some sort of food when this thing that's just naturally occurring tastes elite? Like, there's no point. I should just eat peaches. Like, why would I bake cookies or a cake or whatever when I could just eat peaches? Because I love peaches so much. Oh my gosh. So, sorry, I've been talking too much and I got too excited about the peaches. But we've been going to the farmer's market and getting fresh peaches every week. And oh my God, I love the peaches. I really do. They're excellent. So, Definitely peaches, other goodies, farmer's market goodies. Oh, I'd love to go to the farmer's market and get flowers. And we also, there's it's called Hellenica. It's a like frozen cultured yogurt or something like that. I think of it as just like frozen Greek yogurt. And every week at the farmer's market, they have a different flavor. And I love it so much. And the flavor not last week, but the week before, was ube and coconut. And it was so good. I can't even tell you. It was so good. Oh my gosh, yeah. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to go to the farmer's market for the next 2 weeks. And I'm sad because I want to go, but that is okay. Okay. Part of the reason, I guess now I can talk about what's upcoming next for me. And the reason why I can't go to the farmer's market for the next 2 weeks, next week or like next weekend, I am going to Shenandoah National Park. We're doing a little bit of travel with my husband's family, which will be very fun. And we're gonna spend a little over the weekend, just like 4 or 5 days there. That'll be really fun. And then the weekend after that, which I've already been talking about, is Flock Fiber Festival. So I am planning to go to Flock on both Saturday and Sunday. So if you're gonna be there, definitely say hi. It's a very big weekend because it is also Ichiro Hall of Fame induction weekend in Seattle. So Ichiro was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, I think last week. And we are doing big celebration in Seattle at the Mariners games the same weekend as Flock, not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that. And so I think I am at least gonna go to the games on Friday and Saturday. Like Ichiro's number is being retired and there's gonna be like festivities and big pregame stuff. And so it'll be a packed weekend. It's gonna be a busy weekend, but a very fun weekend too. So Fiber Festival and baseball games, and it's summer in Seattle and the weather's gonna be amazing and it's just gonna be great. It's gonna be a really good weekend. And I don't know, there's lots of fun upcoming too. So I'm very, very excited. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Oh, I almost forgot also, another thing that's been going on with me is I had, like I mentioned before, I had family visit and we went and did some hiking in North Cascades National Park, which was lovely. And we saw all kinds of animals and we saw goats up close that were like literally on the trail. And then we kind of approached and we tried to keep our distance and they just like hopped onto the side and were like making eyes at us. And it was funny. I can try to put a picture up here too. But yeah, that was also delightful. It's lovely. So it's been a busy summer so far. The weather's been great. We've been getting outside. Yeah, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me for a while. I don't know when it will be that I record next. I don't even know when it will be that I edit this video and get it up online for you all, but I'm gonna do my best. I have another video that I owe you, a deep dive on my traveler hoodie that I shared about last episode. I still need to edit and piece that together, so I definitely owe you that too. We'll see when I can get all that pieced together, but I appreciate you listening and hanging out with me now. I hope you have a great week or however long it is until I chat with you next. We do lots of knitting and I hope you watch lots of baseball. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye.